So, hello class. Let's discuss about the different types of terms related to the orbitals along with the shape of orbitals. In today's lecture, we try to conclude the different shape of orbitals, degeneracy, splitting of orbitals, nodal plane, nodal axis, and how to calculate the number of nodal plane for a given subcells or cells. All these things we have to do today's lecture. First thing, let us start from the orbital structures. There are 4 different types of subcells which are generally used through the different elements. What is actually up to the 118 elements discovered. 4 different types of subcells. These are S subcells, P subcells, D subcells, and F subcells. S, P, D, and F subcells. First, you have to learn that the S subcell having spherical shape. And P, D, and F having dumbbell shape. Dumbbell shape. One more thing which is really important, that is the tendency to penetrate towards the nucleus. The tendency to experience the nuclear charge. Students, the nuclear charge tendency. The S electrons, the electrons belongs to S subcells and S orbitals having more tendency to experience a nuclear charge than the other one. So increasing order will be the upward side, that is called a nuclear charge experience. Nuclear charge. So yes, electrons experience more nuclear charge than P subcells and so on. The other thing is the electron which actually experience more nuclear charge penetrate more towards the nucleus. Penetration means the electron density when going inside. The electron density when going inside. That is called penetration effect. That is called penetration effect. Here, the nuclear charge decide the electron which will come more inside towards nucleus, because nucleus continuously attract the electronic density around it. So that's why the electronic density which experience more nuclear charge must be going more inside, called penetration effect. So I will manage all these terms here only. Look at here. Penetration effect. Compactness. Here the compactness means the more dense electron. Actually, S electrons are more dense around the nucleus than P, D, and F. As we moving from S to P to D to F, the electrons become distorted. That is called scattered. So you can say the electron in F subcells, the electrons in F subcells are more scattered as compared to the S electron or P electron. that is called distorting effect or scattering effect of the electronic density in the different subcells. F electrons are most distorted than PD and SPD, than SPD. So penetration effect, compactness, nuclear charge, distortion, all these terms are related to the electronic density. So let's discuss first what is here the meaning of electronic density. Actually, class, the electronic density means the electron cloud present in the specific region around the nucleus called orbitals. The orbitals means the three-dimensional region around the nucleus in a particular axis where the probability of finding the electron is maximum. Probability of finding the electron is maximum, indicated by psi square, called the square of wave function of electron. Wave function of electron. This is called wave function. It is believed that the electron has a wave nature, so we must be denote our electron as a wave function, that is indicated by psi. And to maximize the tendency of wave function, we have to be put here a square that actually indicate the orbital structures around the nucleus. So the S electron is actually spherical in a shape. Spherical in a shape, and these dots actually indicate the electron's cloud. This is called electron cloud, means the electronic density around the nucleus. The shape is spherical. Don't mind it as a circular, because we cannot make here a spherical one, but you have to be learn the shape of S electrons are spherical around the nucleus, so present in all directions. This is called SPD, or sorry, XYZ axis. This is called XYZ axis. I assumed as this one is a Z axis, X axis, Y axis. So you can see this is called electronic density, and where the electronic density is maximum available called orbital. That is called orbital. Where the electronic density is a minimum or negligible or zero, that is called node. That is called node. Node stand for the minimum electronic density or a zero electronic density at any particular place or region. Look at the position again. Look at the position. This is called electron cloud. This is called node. So where the electronic density are minimum or negligible or zero called node, the place or region are called node. The plane where the electronic density is minimum is called nodal plane. The axis where the electronic density are minimum is called nodal axis. And where the maximum electronic density present called electronic cloud orbitals. Look at the structure again. So S is spherical. The P has three different orbitals called Px, Py, and Pz. Depending upon the axis, this is called unweighted. Antinode means of course where the electronic density are present. That is called antinode. This is called Px, Py, and Pz. The different shape of orbitals. You can see the electronic density present particularly at any particular axis like x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, and they are called Px, Py, Pz. They are called Px, Py, and Pz. You can see as the nucleus, from the nucleus, as the distance increases, the electronic density first increases, then again decreases. First increases. So this plane, this is called again node. And there will be the maximum electronic density. This is the position of nucleus, and around just nucleus, at the just nuclear site, you can see there is minimum electronic density. There is minimum electronic density. The shape is minimum. The shape is actually become a thinnest at the point of junction towards nucleus. So that is called a nodal plane. That is called a nodal plane. And this is called a maximum electronic density. This one. This is called arm. Orbital arms. This is not a different arm. This is actually a possibility of electron density present at any axis. This is like a spherically, around the nucleus in a particular axis, the electronic density are rotating, converting completely. So this one is called electronic cloud. This one is called node, and these are the possibilities of the p subcells. Same way, we are having possibility of d subcells. Look at the possibilities. We are having different d subcells. I'm going to make here. These are the 5 possibilities of the d orbitals called dxy. Look at how I'm making the structure. How I'm drawing the structure. Look at here. dxy. Dxy means the name is dxy. So how we have to be learned how to draw the structure? That is, if we are taking dxy or dyz or dzx, these three orbitals, the axis given, the one dumbbell will be between the axis given. The first dumbbell will be in between the axis given, like the first dumbbell in between xy, first dumbbell in between yz, first dumbbell will be in between zx, and the second dumbbell will be on the axis which is not given. So look how I am making the structures. dxy and the second one is on z. dyz and second one on x, dzx, and second one on y. It means the d orbitals contains two different dumbbells, means can be located at two different axes or in between axes. So this is called a structure of dxy, the first dumbbell in between xy, the second dumbbell on z. The same way, repeating the structure possibility. Fourth and fifth orbitals are called dxy square minus dx square minus y square and dz square. These are the five different names. These are the five different names of the orbitals: dx square minus y square and dz square. When we have a square, the dumbbell of orbital will be on the axis. Like the first dumbbell will be on x, the second dumbbell will be on y. First dumbbell on x, second dumbbell on y, and dz square means the first dumbbell on z. And there is also a possibility the structure like a S subcells. Look at the possibility. So dz square is like the dumbbell shape and with the like a S electron. Like S electron, they spherically connected around the nucleus. These are the structures of D subcells. But what you have to be learned, the learning things are, there are 5 different orbitals, fine. But out of 5, the first 3 orbitals are similar and last 2 orbitals are similar. So there are 2 different types of orbitals. The D subcell contain 2 different types of orbitals. It was calculated that in the dz square, the electronic density present is spherically around the nucleus and at the same time in the particular axis. That's why we are making this type of structure. These are the actual shape of the orbitals of the different subcells. Even we are having a structure of F subcell also. But F subcell structure is not in our level, even not at the graduation level, because of the very complicated structure. Because of the very complicated structure, we are not going to draw the structure of F subcell. Just right here, the complicated structures of F subcell. If you will be going through the Google, then maybe possible they will explain how the structures will form of the F subcell. Even we are actually, for myself, I just study the structure of F subcell on the MSc level. Can you really assume? At MSc level. So this is not given in the intermediate level as well as graduation level. We have to be just learn how these structures are present. The other benefit is The other benefit is, if we are not knowing the structure, we are actually not going to learn. We are not going to learn how these orbitals will combine with the different atoms or orbitals. When I will take a chemical bonding chapter, when I will explain the chemical bonding chapter, there will be a bond formation between two different atoms. So during bond formation, we have to learn what type of structures are actually possessed by the different atoms and electrons where they present. First try to only learn what type of structures they are having. Don't go beyond this. Don't go beyond this. Just only learn what type of structure of SF cells are there, what type of P, what type of D, then what will be benefit, that will be explained in the chapter of chemical bonding. There I will explain the benefit of the different type of structures, because that is very important. Fine. Just learn one thing fast. As electrons are spherically present around the nucleus, and other electrons, the P, D, and F electrons, present at particular axis with a distortion scattered form. As electrons are only compact and present in a particular three-dimensional space around the nucleus, but the other electrons are scattered somewhat and they are not actually a very compact in the terms of electronic density. So these structures represent how they present in the particular axis like X, Y, Z, or in between different axes like X, Y, Y, Z, and ZX. We have to be one thing more assumption. We have to make one more assumption about these things. The electron simultaneously can present in any direction, depending where their possibilities is. This dxy indicating the possibility of electron of D can present between xy and z simultaneously. Because of very high speed, because of microscopic particle size, the electron can be present at both the position in the same time. And this is the maximum possibility of the electron, so that is called orbital. We have to learn the possibility of the presentation of the electrons around the nucleus and how we can calibrate the value of node for any given particular type of cell or subcell. Now we have to focus one thing, that is the D subcells having two different types of orbitals. The one is called planar orbitals, the other is called axial orbitals. Axial means the orbital present out of the plane in the three-dimensional space. But these three structures are called similar equatorial structures. You have to be write down this. Look at the possibility. This is called a general representation. This is called a general representation of the orbitals. These are the actual shape. These are the actual shape. But how we have to be used? You have to be used by a particular sign convention or a representation that is called this. The box-like structure is actually called one orbital. The box-like structure called one orbital. For example, this is S orbital, this is P, and this is D. So in D orbitals, in D subcell, there are 5 orbitals. In P subcell, there are 3 orbitals, and in S subcell, this is 1 orbital. The actual diagram is this. This is called actual diagram. But always when you have to be used, when you have to be learned, when you have to be calculate numerically or mathematically, we have to be just draw. We have to be just draw this type of boxes. Box called orbital. 1, 3, 5. Look at the possibility of D now. The 5 d orbitals are actually can be split into two different forms. When these electrons are present in electric or magnetic field, the 5 d orbitals is split into two different parts, the set of 3 orbitals and set of 2 orbitals. Because of the different nature, these 3 orbitals actually, these 3 one and these 2 are like dx square minus y square dz square. So I'm just making here name also. This is called equatorial, means all the orbitals present in the plane. All these 3 orbitals present in the plane, these 3 one. And the other 2 orbitals at the axial position from the plane. They are called equatorial and axial orbitals of d subcells. You have to be learn one more thing. Why these 5 orbitals are actually merged to each other. 5 different orbitals are merging, means just in a contact to each other. If we can make like this one. The 3 orbitals can be drawn like this also, but we can see the 3 orbitals are merging to each other, the 5 orbitals merging to each other. This actually having mean, this is called degenerate. Students, learn one more thing. The energy of the orbitals or energy of the electrons actually represented by the principal quantum number and azimuthal quantum number. That is called principal energy level and sub-energy level. So whenever we are learning for energy level, we only learn two things, the cell and subcells, the principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number. This is called p subcells, and all these 3 orbitals belong to the same subcell. These 5 orbitals belong to the same subcell. So these 3 orbitals must be having a same energy. So when the different orbitals having same energy, they are called degenerate orbitals. Degenerate orbitals meaning having equivalent energy orbitals. So these 3 orbitals are degenerate, means equivalent energy orbitals. These are called 5 degenerate orbitals. So whenever the orbitals belong to the same subcell, they are having a possibility of degeneracy. The name of the process where the energy of the orbitals are same. So all these 3 orbitals having same energy, all 5 orbitals having same energy. When these 5 orbitals is split into 2 forms, they are now having a different energy. These 3 having same energy and these 2 having a different from these 3. Because of the gap, whenever we make a gap between orbitals, whenever we are making a gap between the shape of the orbitals represented by box, this is called energy gap. These 5 orbitals merging together, so they are called degenerate orbitals. These degeneracy is split into 2 forms called equatorial form, axial form, depending upon the shape of the structures where they present. Degeneracy the degeneracy only can be splitted or disturbed in the presence of electric or magnetic field. So whenever atoms placed in the electric or magnetic field, their D subcells or P subcells orbital can be split into different forms because of they are having a different energy in electric and magnetic field. But if they are not placed in electric or magnetic field, they are having degenerate orbitals, that is called a neutral position or a ground level. On a ground level, all these terms you have to be learned throughout the chapter, from this chapter to the next chapters in the inorganic chemistry. Degeneracy means equal energy orbitals that must be belong to the same subcell, like P subcell, D subcells. Degeneracy only can be split or disturbed in electric and magnetic field, like D subcells is split into two forms. For example, this is because of the different type of structures of the D subcells orbitals. One more thing what we have to learn, that is called the nodal, how to calculate the node. How to calculate the node. So first you have to learn there are two different types of node present. The one is called radial node. Node present in the radius means circular position, spherical position. Radial node. The one node is called angular node. The node present at the particular angle, particular axis. So node is represented by two different types of nodes called angular nodes and radial nodes. This can be calculated with the help of quantum number. Look at the value. You have to only learn the value. N is the principal quantum number, L is the azimuthal quantum number. And you are knowing what is the value of N, and N will be with the help of quantum number. N minus 1 is called radial nodes. So number of radial node can be calculated by N minus 1. Number of angular node can be calculated by L, and total number of nodes for any given cell can be calculated by the sum of N minus 1 and L. That will be what will be the formula? Total nodes. Total node can be N minus N minus 1. N minus L minus 1. The formula is actually N minus I think there is some mistake. Write one more time. There is mistake to write the formula. The formula is just inverted. Actually, the radial node is N minus L minus 1. The radial node is N minus L minus 1. And angular node is L. Angular node is L and radial node is N minus L minus 1. So total node will be N minus 1. Total node will be N minus 1. When we will sum these two values, this will be a radial node, this is called angular node. So on sum, this will give a N minus 1. So for any given cell or subcell, you can find out the number of nodes. For example, if I am writing here 4s, so you can calculate what is the total number of nodes. Total number of nodes will be 3. Total number of nodes will be 3 because the value of N is 4. So N minus 1, that will give you 3. So total number of nodes will be 3. For L, we calculate S subcell, for S subcell L is the 0. So there is no any angular node. There is no any angular node, but you can calculate the radial node in the value of 4s. 4 minus 0 minus 1. That will be 3. So in 4s, there are 3 radial nodes, but no any angular node present. The same way, you can calculate the value of nodes in the different cells or subcells. This is all about the today's lecture, the different queries and topics related to the orbitals. Just focus degeneracy, splitting of the orbitals, shape of orbitals, when there will be dumbbell, when there will be node, when there will be how to calculate node. So we can learn the next topic in the upcoming lectures. Tomorrow we'll discuss about the electronic arrangement theory. How to arrange electron around the nucleus in the different orbitals and different subcells. So we'll meet tomorrow. Thank you.